Okay, so finally welcome to the last video for the C++ programming and its application in social network analysis, which is a second year course called social network analysis by Mr. Monga. So by Mr. Abel Monga, who is a lecturer at Kapasa Makasa University. So these videos are basically there to help you understand those concepts if you cannot understand them in class. So, without wasting much of our time, we are still in week 2 talking about functions, while statement, and if statements and its application in social network analysis. And this marks the end of C++ once we are done with this application. So, now it's time that we answer that question we promised. So we are talking about functions, while statements, and if statements, and in C++, then its application in social network analysis. Okay, so let's talk about mini nodal degree. So I remember we once defined a node, where this node was coming from. So node is simply any entity in a network. We can call it, we can call them or it, because it can be anything. An actor, a point, or we can just say a node. Yeah. So that's the meaning. So a degree is simply a connectivity. Okay, a connectivity between these nodes. Now mean is more. It's more like the average of something. Then what's the average for something? That's the mean. Okay, so if we say mini nodal degree, we are simply trying to find out the average for this connectivity to the total number of nodes which we are given. Okay, so that's mean nodal degree in unit 4 for social network analysis. So question 1, it's coming from the 2024 test 1, which was our test, by the way, second year. So write a C++ program which should be able to calculate the mean nodal degree of a graph. Your program should ask the user to input all necessary data. In this case, you are given the formula for the mean nodal degree, but when this question is asked by the lecturer, you are not given this formula, but I've added this formula because of the C++ part. We are not interested in this theory part but the practical part. So I'm assuming that you'll be knowing the formula by yourselves, but for this presentation the formula has been given. Okay, so we explained about this, blah blah blah. So let's just break down how this formula works. Okay, so we are saying this is how we can represent mean nodal degree. Then it's equal to 2 times L, which is the line, over G, which is graph nodes. Okay, so in this case we can say how many lines do we have. So this is line 1. Okay, this is line 2. Okay, this is line 3, line 4, line 5, and line 6. So we have 6 lines from this, if you can count. So it's more like 2 times 6, which is 12. Then G represents graph nodes, as I said. So how many nodes do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 nodes. So here we are the 12, 2 times 6, which is 12, divided by 6, which is 2. So the mean nodal degree for this particular um, example or question is 2. That's the answer we expect if you are just solving it manually. Now we need to use a program to do that. Now remember, we are talking about functions, while statements, and if statements. Okay, so one thing you need to know is that if you are given a formula, you know that you are using what? Functions. So that's where functions will come in. Now for the while statement, we will create a certain condition to be false and true. Okay, we looked at that. So we can use a do while. Okay, so if we have a certain choice, then we say okay, press 1 to find the mean nodal degree. So if that statement is true, the answer will be 2. If we say press 2 to exit, so it means if you press 2, the program is to exit because of the while. So we'll do it more practically, but I'm trying to explain what is happening first. Then the if statements, we are saying if this is equal to this, execute this. If this is equal to this, you execute this. So it's just a condition. Okay, so let's now start that. Then we finish everything in just 10 minutes. Okay, so we create a folder. So I'll call it application. In C++ social network analysis. Okay, so you need to open up Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Okay, so once it's open, you need to say open folder, then go to your desktop or wherever you've saved your file, the folder, by the way. So select that folder, then so yes, I trust the authors. Then create a file. So you create a file, any name, then give it the extension .cpp for C++. So each and every program, we said start with hashtag include, then we said IO stream. So IO stream, which accepts both input and output, which is C in and C out. Then we need to use the namespace standard, which allows us to use end line, C in and C out, and so on. Then each and every program should have a main function. Okay, so that main function should return something. In this case, we're returning a 0 because you can see it's an integer. So remember, if you look at the question again, we are given this formula. Okay, we are given that formula for mean nodal degree. This is the formula. So first thing, we need to create a function which will have this formula. So we come back here, then if you can see, we said we can put function in between using namespace and the int main. So I'll give a comment to say formula for mean nodal degree. So since we are accepting integers because they are numbers, we say int, we give it a name. So the name for this function is mean nodal degree, like that. So we have brackets. Then what elements do we have? Remember, if you look at the formula again, we have, since this is an integer 2, let's concentrate on this variable, which is L and G. So we have L and G. So say int L, because L will be an integer. Then int G also will be an integer. Then after that, we need now to insert this O formula, which is this is equals to this. Okay, so now that's the formula. We'll just say D for mean nodal degree. So since D is not defined, we'll start with int D is equals to, so they are saying 2. Okay, then they are saying times, then L, okay, then over G. So that's the formula. If you can look closely here, we are saying D is equals to D bar is equals to 2L over G. So 2 times L over G, which is 2 times L over G. Then remember, we need to return something. So here we are going to return D, because D is what is giving us the value for mean nodal degree. So yeah, we are done with functions. So this is how we use functions, and we've defined the function. to do this operation. So what next? We talked about the do while. So let's create a variable which will give us, which will store the choice. So we want to make sure that the user is given a certain choice. Okay, so int choice, because we'll be using 1, 2, and so on. So now let's go to the do while. Okay, so do while, the syntax said it's do, then here we have a while, like that. Wow, that's what we mean by do while. Okay, so now remember, we need to allow the user to enter the number of lines and the number of nodal degrees, or the number of graph nodes. So in this case, let's make two integers. Let's make two integers, which is we'll say lines. Okay, so the user needs to enter lines, then also graph nodes, number of graph nodes. Okay, so we can do this by saying cout, then we tell the user to enter the number of lines. So once he sees this comment, they say, oh, enter the number of lines. So the user will be allowed to enter these lines, because we've linked it to these lines. Okay, then again we display another statement which is saying enter the total number of graph nodes. Okay, enter the total number of graph nodes. So in that example we have 6 nodes, so the user needs to enter these graph nodes, so we are going to link it with that graph nodes. Okay, graph supposed to be p. That's the way you spell graph. Yeah, graph nodes. Okay, so if you can see, so far we are following this. Okay, so once we allow the user to enter these values, here we have used a choice, so we are going to make sure that a user is given a choice. Okay, we say cout, then we are going to use this choice to say press 1 to calculate the mean nodal degree. Okay, mean nodal degree. So the user will say, oh, so if I press 1, I'll calculate the mean nodal degree, which is cool. Okay, so what if we want to end the program? You don't want to calculate the mean nodal degree. We just say maybe press 2 to exit. Okay, so the user will say, oh, so if I press 2, I'll exit. Then we need to link this with the choice, which is allowing the user to perform those actions. So say choice. Okay, now let's come to if statements. Okay, now we come to if statements. So as you can see, we have done the do while, we are doing if statements, we have done the functions, we've combined everything. Now we are saying if, okay, this choice, if this choice is equivalent to 1, what have we said? We need to calculate the mean nodal degree. Now the mean nodal degree should give us an answer. Okay, so say int answer should give us an answer. So that answer needs to be computed with this formula. So the name of the formula is mean nodal degree. So we'll say mean nodal degree. Then they are saying int L. So L represent lines. So call it lines. So say lines, comma, int g represents graph nodes. So say graph nodes. Okay, we are done. Then we need to see out the answer, because they're saying mean nodal degree. So say mean nodal degree, mean nodal degree, mean nodal degree of the graph is, so mean nodal degree of the graph is, so we can just say is, then so it's the answer. So because the answer is giving us the mean nodal degree, so it's the answer. Then we end the line like that. Okay, so as you can see, we are moving faster because we've explained in the previous videos. So make sure you watch those videos, but even here you can understand, but I'm moving faster because I don't want to make this video longer. So okay, now yes, we've given this statement. Now let's say else. So else if, so else if choice is equivalent to 2, what have we said? We've said that if it's equal to 2, we exit. Okay, so let me not include this, so we can just use a while for this. So while choice is not equal to 2, so exclamation mark and equal sign means not equal to 2. So if it's not equal to 2, it means if this value is equal to 2, it will be exiting or ending the program, because we've said not equal to 2. So if you press 2, you violated the rules, so we need to exit. So control S to save, then control S, not F. So we come to our terminal, we say G plus plus the name of our file, it's application. So we say application.cpp, output file name, we say, let me say mean nodal degree. So we say mean nodal degree. So we execute this mean nodal degree executable file. So it's saying enter the number of lines. So based on this, the number of lines we counted to be 6. So we say 6. Okay, enter the total number of graph nodes. So total number of graph nodes, if again you remember, they were 6. From n1 to n6 they were 6. So again we say 6, then enter. So it's saying press 1 to calculate the mean nodal degree. 1, enter. So they're saying the mean nodal degree for the graph is 2. Remember, the answer was 2 even before writing the program. 2 times 6, 12, divided by 6, 2. Okay, so what if you wanted to find out the nodal degree for the other graph? You can continue. If the number of lines is maybe 12, let me say number of lines not 12, let me use maybe 36. Then the total number of graphs, if they are 12, you will see if you calculate the mean nodal degree to tell you it's 6, and so on. So but if you don't want to calculate the mean nodal degree, you can just press 2 to exit, as you can see. So that's how we use that's how we apply whatever we've learned in video 1, video 2 and video 3 in social network analysis. So hope you understood. This marks the end of all the videos for C++ programming. Hope you enjoy, and keep in touch whenever you feel like you are stuck, and I will recommend you to watch even more tutorial videos about these particular things. So these are the codes they've been provided for you. Okay, so we are done with this lecture. Up next, we are going to now concentrate on penetration testing and Cisco packet tracer. So yeah, we are done with C++. So my name is Soko James, representing KMU Cyber Security Tutorials, and these are the 2024 to 2025 classes. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the main channel, and make sure to subscribe to my personal channel Soko James, which is linked below the channel section under tutors.